Hi, we're going to read Chapter 4 of Cynthia Lord's Shelter Pet Squad Merlin book. Chapter 4 is Fun with Your Ferret. At home the next day, I carried two of my stuffed animals to my bed so they could look at the big ferret book with me. Bentley, my favorite dog, sat on my lap. Whiskers was tucked into the front of my shirt, just peeking out. The book had lots of pages and the print was very small. I took a deep breath to pull in some courage. My teacher says that when you're reading and come to a word you don't know, there are things you can do that will help. Try sounding it out. Read the sentence and see what makes sense. If there's a picture, maybe it will give you a clue. I looked at the table of contents. Chapter 6 was called Fun with Your Ferret. That sounded like it might talk about toys, and all those words were easy. Fun with your ferret. There's the words right there. Fun with your ferret. I didn't even have to sound those out. Chapter 6 started on page 57. I lifted the bottom corners of the pages until I found it. On that page was a super cute photo of a ferret playing with a ball. He had a fur mask around his eyes, just like Merlin. I smiled wider as I turned the pages. Some ferrets were tan and brown, some were white, a few were almost all black. They were playing with balls, climbing through big tubes, crawling in and out of blankets, and carrying little stuffed animals in their mouths. Don't worry, Whiskers, I said, patting his tiny ears. You'll never be a ferret toy. I hopped off my bed and found some paper and a pencil. I needed to write down the important things. Ferrets like lots of toys to play with. They like balls, tubes, and tunnels, little animals, stuffed, not real, and blanket piles to climb in. My writing looked messy, but this was just my first draft. I could write it again neater before I brought my notes to the shelter. Returning to my bed, I put Bentley in my lap again. On the next page of the book, one ferret was digging in a garden. Another was digging in the snow. Under the photos, it said that sometimes they dig in plants that are potted in the house, too. I picked up my pencil. Ferrets love to dig, so watch out for your plants. A brown ferret had his paws in a tub of water. In the water, a toy boat bobbed inside a rubber ducky. Ferrets like tub toys, too. My favorite photo showed ferrets playing with a cardboard box. Someone had cut a hole in the side of a box, and a little white ferret face was peeking out. Ferrets enjoy boxes, I wrote down. In other photos, ferrets played with paper bags and baby rattles. One caption said that ferrets love to play chase. So I wrote down, they also love bags, rattles, and chasing things or other ferrets. Just looking at the photos and reading the captions was giving me lots of facts about ferret toys. I couldn't wait to tell the other kids the cool things I'd found out. They would be amazed that the youngest kid had read the hardest book. They didn't need to know that I had mostly looked at the pictures. I told Mom and Dad about the Make-A-Match-a-thon and how we were going to find the right home for Merlin. We're making a quiz, and anyone who wants to adopt him will have to know the answers. I read all about toys, I explained. When Saturday finally came, I was so excited that I didn't even care I was the last kid there. I skipped through the shelter parking lot carrying the book about ferrets with my notes. But when I stepped inside, Ms. Kim was waiting with a sad look on her face. "I'm sorry, Susanna," she said. That's how I knew something was wrong. And that is the end of chapter 4. See you tomorrow. Love you.